Oh, that's cool. So I
Yeah.
haven't done that before. We tried something.
Oh,
Hillary tried something new technology wise.
you just like,
To go ahead and go. I haven't tried that, and it
Oh.
pops up. So good morning, Jenny. Yeah, Monday. Woo!
ooh, Monday.
December is in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the 11th. I obviously didn't have jury duty this morning, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Poor. So this is funny. You heard me and Jim talking about this probably on Wednesday, but um, three of us in the church have jury. We're on the jury in the jury pool for January, December, January,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Tom figured out why we're in three different pools. Did you hear that
Mm-mm.
conversation? So one of the questions that you get from when you're doing the juror questionnaire is, are you a member of any organizations, fraternities, religious organizations, whatever, churches? We all put yes, and we all put First Baptist Church Cloudcroft. So I think they made sure that the three of us were on different jury pools.
Oh, okay. That
So-
would make sense.
So it's me and Paul and Tom, and Paul has already had to serve on a case.
Mm-hmm.
Tom had to go in, and I'm thankful. I don't think this is gonna continue to hold. Hey, Dennis, I'm thankful that so far the two times I've had to call in, my poll has been canceled.
Yeah.
So yesterday, called in and was standing next to Tom, who had already called, and he just heard that he wasn't, and he quit listening. So his poll, another poll, we're told to report, and then mine was canceled again. And it's all in the same message, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a little bit iffy. So what the next one though is like on a Tuesday, but yeah. So have it for December and January,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently I've never actually been on a jury. I've had to do jury duty in Dallas. Dennis knows probably what that's like. You show up. If you get selected, that's pretty rare. Most of the time in Dallas Fort Worth, you show up and you're only obligated for that day. If you don't get picked, you're done. Like you go home, don't have to worry about it
That's
again.
not New Mexico.
No, but they have two different ones, two different years, civil and criminal, and so.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, here it's not like that. Here you kind of your life is on hold for 2 months.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on hold for 2 months, except that I blocked out this week, which I was glad I didn't get on one. Blocked out Thursday and Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then next week I have to. So I might have to go in on the 19th. I'm kind of guessing I will. I mean, how many times are they going to cancel the same jury poll?
Yeah.
Go in on the 19th, but I'm just like, wow. They apparently here don't plan on trials lasting long. Good morning,
I think
Jim.
It's just a day. Most of them are just a day.
I'm guessing, yeah. So we're talking about jury duty, Jim. Here, apparently they don't plan on trials lasting long, because I might have to go in and have to call and see. But on the 19th, and then I'm just like, wow. So, I mean, that would be a 4-day jury at the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I took that week off anyways. So someone said that they had to call in to see if they had to go in on the 21st.
Ooh.
And I'm just like going, wow, it's getting pretty close to Christmas. I'm guessing they're not going to do any on Christmas Day. So anyways, so I'm here hanging out. Kind of chilly, not as cold as it was supposed to be. It's supposed to start snowing Wednesday night.
It's just funny because it's a youth Christmas party.
But it's not supposed to start till like 8.
I know, but I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So we'll keep our eye on the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about technology and we're getting ready. We just need to dig into it. Maybe this week we can and just make the switch. You guys won't know, except it's a different number you text into. And we'll send a notification out to help everybody switch over. But our texting thing is called Gloo, Gloo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cool. You can assign people conversations, which is nice. So but it also has some automated ones. So if you text in and say, when are your church services? It'll tell you. I saw someone texted in and they used a different word, and so it responded kind of weird to them, and they said, oh, so I'm sorry, I meant to say whatever it was they were asking about, and then it
Oh,
responded
yeah,
correctly.
yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a whole lot of fun.
But at least it's cool that, like, if you text in, you automatically get, like, a response. I think that feature is really cool. So I feel like as an admin, it gives us, like, a couple more minutes to, like, respond, versus when we did text in church, it was like we had to be, like, on the ball,
Yep. So Jose's on, good morning. Tony's on, good morning. So with this new one, if you text in whatever, first of all, it's pretty intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll respond, if you have the word services in there, or there's several that you'll get a response if you're asking for a location,
right,
where it's at and stuff. But if it doesn't, if there's not an automated response for it, it'll still respond and say, I'm assigning this to somebody, or I'm forwarding it to somebody.
Thank you for, texting in. I'm forwarding it to someone else.
Yeah. And then we have a similar thing. I don't know if you guys knew this. People message us through Facebook.
Yep.
And so kind of like that. Thanks for messaging in. And then that gives us a chance to respond. And I don't know how this works. Supposedly, you can actually make a phone call through Messenger. They can contact, if we enable it, contact us by phone. I don't think I want that.
Yeah. Would that go to the church phone or our
whatever
phone?
one we put in, I suppose.
Wow.
I'm putting yours.
No.
Let's do Chris. Let's put Chris's in.
I'm gonna get a new phone number.
There is the old tech service, or the one we've been using, actually now has one that's like that. People can call a number and it'll take it to your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have your cell phone number. They just have the other number.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Yeah, I think our day and age text is sufficient.
I think so.
I remember, this is back in the day. We had the church that I came from. It's at least been 20 years ago. Probably this 22 years ago. Mm-hmm. We had pagers, and so we would use Jim's now. Oh, hey, Jim. We'll put in Jose. Jose's got plenty of time. So we had a pager, so we had a pastor on call. Mm-hmm. That was kind of cool because you just hand the pager around. But that was kind of in the early days of cell phones. That was before smartphones. And so I remember one time it said for pastoral help, call. And then I get a page and I call it back, and it's a lady who needs us to pay for her gas, not gasoline, but there they have natural gas, I guess, like you do in Alamo. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, that's not what this number's for.
Yeah.
I'll pray for you. But that's not what this number's for. So anyhow, no speaking English. Hey, that might work.
Yeah.
We had a guy yesterday, Jose, who didn't speak English, who was a guest with someone else in our church, and kind of felt bad for him. Hopefully, my intonations and excitement at least encouraged him somewhat, even though he probably didn't understand most of the words that I said. I almost, because we referred to John chapter 1, actually like verses 1-9 or something. I almost did a little bit for him. En el principio era el verbo, y el verbo era con Dios, y el verbo era Dios. Lo mismo era en el principio con Dios. Is that right? Did I say that right in English? I forgot. Y todo que la hecho no fue hecho por él, y nada que, anyways, it's been a while since I've brushed up on John chapter 1 in Spanish. So, yeah, nobody was impressed. The English people weren't impressed, and Jose wasn't impressed. So, but anyway, so that's I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a week when we were talking about some of that earlier. What I love is people are using that more and more. Like we're getting people as we send out notifications, I just love it that they just know to respond. And I don't know if they understand. I don't know if you guys understand. Your SAP got stuck on the phone. Oh, SAP.
Oh,
Second audio protocol. I don't know what that's, but where it translates for you. I don't know if people realize that it's a text service. It's not like somebody's
personal number.
actual number. Yeah. But in any case, I mean, it'll go to the administrators. I believe I have Jim on there, and then you and me and Hope.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as we grow with that, we can actually add more. And I love it. You can assign a conversation.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. So we'll be digging into that a whole lot more. We're talking about December is almost halfway over.
I know, it's so crazy.
I
still have to get a few presents.
Yeah, me too. This is the time. By the way, guys, if you haven't gotten all your presents, you probably
This
should.
is your
for
reminder
your wife. That we're typically only responsible for our spouses, but guys are. Ladies have to buy it for everybody. And then I'm so surprised when you guys open your present. I love that. So guys, this is the point where we like go on to Amazon and say, "Can I still get it by Christmas?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story. I don't know if Cynthia's on or not. Sometimes she stalks us on here, but was pulling out the big Christmas bag that we used last year and found a gift in there that I got her for last year. She hadn't opened, but way cool. It's cool little sterling silver Christmas trees earrings that she can wear.
That's very cool.
So she's like, I could have worn that yesterday.
Yeah.
So the gifts that just keep on giving, the ones that you can't find, we have big bags that we put the gifts in because we have cats.
Yeah, you gotta keep them out of them.
And you and Hope think that Mom and I don't know all of this, but some of the times I think the cats or dogs got into the presents. I think it was you guys.
We were pretty good though.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah, you would never have known.
Not that they were good about not looking. They were good about looking and not getting caught.
Yes.
Is what she meant.
Yes.
Not that they.
So I'm pretty sure that the presents that we opened and looked at, you guys had no idea.
And we would just blame the cats, like, oh,
we
did
have one cat though at the time that literally would rip onto all the presents.
Yes, but he didn't do them all.
He did quite a few.
So let me ask you guys. Oh, Vicky's on. Good morning, Vicky. Tell us, or what gift did you sneak a peek at when you were young, if you remember? What gift did you sneak a peek at? And I have one. My story isn't. My story is not so much that I got a sneak peek, but I thought I knew because my sister told me. But she lied.
Well,
Mary lied. Even though everybody said Merry Christmas and her birthday was on Christmas Eve, she lied.
Hope and I were pretty sneaky.
Oh, sure, Dennis. Yeah. Although, so Scotty's the youngest. Yeah. Mandy's a middle child. But I could see that. Never snuck any. Really? Wow, you guys are good. I actually didn't unwrap presents, but I would ask my sister, who usually knew, but she lied.
So the easiest presents were obviously the bag with the tissue paper.
We didn't have those.
The next level one was like wrapped, and so you'd get like a knife and like go and like cut the tape. But then when you go back to rewrap it, you had to remember how you unwrapped it.
Yeah.
And then you get the tape and put it exactly on the tape that you just
The problem is Mom's like an expert gift wrapper.
And we all are horrible.
We have someone who's off camera over here. Hope.
Yeah.
Mom
is like expert level gift wrapping.
You can tell the difference between the presents that she wrapped and then any of us three.
Yeah.
So gift bags, that's my jam.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who is should be a professional gift wrapper. It's Miss Karen in the office here.
That's true.
And she
does a really good job.
She buys the really nice paper too, so it has good firm
Yeah,
creases.
I think if
and,
you tried to sneak a peek on Miss Karen's wrapping, there was just no way you could put it back together.
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
The queen of wrapping, are you? Okay, so yeah, we three are not.
I mean, mine looks pretty decent, but it's definitely not like expert level.
Mhm.
So as a kid, trying to like rewrap it was like really
Mhm.
difficult.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're doing it this year, but there have been times in our mall down in Alamogordo where somebody would do gift wrapping for donations. Yeah.
Sorry, I just had a thought. What if they weren't good rappers?
Well, hopefully they pick the good ones to do
Yeah.
that. I loved it. We don't have this here, but in Dallas Fort Worth, you go to the mall and like Dillard's and places like that, they would wrap it for you for free, and that was awesome. But
Mhm.
I mean, I say for free.
They don't
Maybe.
do that now.
If you shop at Dillard's, you probably end up paying for it. There are places in the mall that'll wrap it. I'm probably not for free.
I
but
think Las Cruces probably has something like that.
maybe, yeah.
I don't think the Alamo Hall
Yeah.
has that.
So I'll tell you what mine was. Some of you have heard the story before, but kids do this all the time. If you just get me this is the only gift you have to get me, right?
This week.
Well, so all I wanted for Christmas was not my two front teeth. It was an Evel Knievel motocross bicycle. And I don't know if Dennis remembers any of this or not. He has a good memory. And so that I told him that's the only gift I wanted. And so, man, I just went on and on. And I think in my heart, I was serious. I would have been happy if that's the only gift I got. Well, you would recognize that as a gift under the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And my family, you remember, okay, almost killed me when I tried to jump off of anyhow. So in my family, like most, we have gifts that are wrapped, and then after the kids go to bed, then you bring out the other presents.
Mhm.
So gifts that weren't wrapped on Christmas morning, and then gifts that were wrapped. And so that's all I wanted, and I was super. I don't even know how I knew about it. I must have seen it in a Sears catalog or something, or on TV. And so gifts under the tree. One of them was just a little box, and so Mary, my sister, told me Mom and Dad couldn't find an Evel Knievel bicycle. So they gave me $50. Now, mind you, I mean, I was, I don't know, I was sixth grade, maybe younger, sixth grade-ish. $50 was a lot of money, but I knew it wasn't enough to buy the Evel Knievel motocross bicycle.
Yeah.
So she told me they couldn't find it, and so in that little box was $50 because I couldn't find my Evel Knievel bicycle. So that Christmas, very disappointed, opened all the other presents first. And then I get down to the end, because I already knew what was in it,
Mm-hmm.
Open it up, and it was a note that said, "Go look in the back of Dad's truck." And so I run out, and sure enough, there was my Evel Knievel motocross bicycle.
Very cool.
Yeah. And
should have kept it.
Well, so I don't remember how long I had it before I tried this. We were out across the highway. Well, I say highway, Main Street from the park were some woods, and there was a creek, and it didn't always have water in it, and it didn't have water in it this time. So people were riding their bikes down in the creek, up the other side, and you could pull some pretty big. You fly in the air, and stuff. But there was a long line, because all the kids were doing it. And I saw this other place, and I thought, well, I'll just go on the other place. So on the other place, I went, and it was a well-worn trail. Mm-hmm. And man, I was flying. And I got to that point and realized it was a drop-off. I think maybe they had come from the other side on that one. And so I am flying in the air, which is kind of cool for about half a second.
Yeah.
And then the front of my bike noses down, and I hit like this. And so I don't know how I didn't break a bone or anything, but it sure messed up the front tire. So, it's wobbling as you're pushing it because the front tire was all warped. So, and I think I lost some of the plastic motocross stuff from that. So I don't know how I didn't get killed. I don't remember how long I had that bike because that part of my life's a little bit fuzzy. So anybody else? That's something that you snuck a peek and you knew you were going to get as a kid. You guys, there's probably too many times to pick one. Yeah, we didn't do that. I would ask. I almost said Hillary. I would ask Mary, and she would tell me what she knew, and they never told me anything, so I could never tell her what she got. But we did sit there with the tinsel tree. I need to get my tinsel tree out because I've got my little color wheel that Jim made me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab that real quick. I need to do this as we head into Christmas. Jim has heard my stories about the little color wheel and the tinsel tree, and so Jim made me this,
which is very cool.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
You remember?
And I actually have a little tinsel tree that I can.
You remember when Mike brought over his silver tree?
He did set it up on Christmas Eve for our family Christmas Eve.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so there we go. Do you remember that, Dennis? Do you remember the little color wheel and the silver tree that we had? So I have to do that. It's getting a little bit dusty.
Dusty, you gotta clean it.
Have to fix that. A fake fireplace, and it was Rudolph, I believe. I think we had a couple. I think we had Rudolph and then a doe reindeer. I guess that's what you call them. Yeah, and Mary and I would sit there for hours, just mesmerized. And part of it, I think, was the changing colors. I think it was hypnotic.
Mm-hmm.
But then the color wheel would make this little noise as it went. I can't imitate it. But so yeah, we'd spend hours just looking. We knew, even though we didn't know from church, we knew that there was something special about Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. The surprise is part of the fun. The anticipation, I think,
Mm-hmm.
is part of the fun.
Mm-hmm.
So what we always did with the girls was they could get up anytime, or they could get up 1 minute after midnight. I think you did that one year and woke up your sister. But if they did, they could only look at what was in the stocking stuffers.
Mm-hmm.
And then they couldn't wake us up until 6 or after. And so usually it was like 6 o'clock and they're coming in. As they got older,
Get later.
Yeah, I would wake up. I would wake up before you guys did. So
there was one year that Hope got up like at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I walked into the living room and she's watching. This was back when we still had cable, the Christmas Story that just plays on like repeat. And she had all of her stockings, and she goes, "I took your stocking down, and I didn't open anything, but it's right there."
She was all set and ready. Yeah, that was her deal. We watched Christmas Story.
I still do it.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Oh yeah. I don't know, because our parents weren't rich. So yeah, they managed to pull that off. And here's another weird thing that happened, Dennis. I don't know if y'all did that too. Most of you know my dad and Dennis's dad were brothers, and so they grew up in the same family. But also in the mornings, you'd wake up at Christmas and there would be apples and oranges, and I remember Brazil nuts. My dad had a different word for them. Brazil nuts. So apples and oranges. I don't remember, maybe bananas. I don't remember the bananas. But there would be fruit and nuts under the tree. And I never understood that. I wish that I would have thought to ask more questions when I was little, but that was just kind of a weird deal. I don't know if because, my dad was born in 1932. Dennis's dad is the youngest in the family, but so I don't know if it was a depression kind of thing and they didn't get fresh fruit, and the nuts often, but I'd be like, okay, it's fruit. But who knows? That may go back to an old Welsh Christmas tradition. Who knows? So Dennis, did they do that? Did y'all have fruits? I remember apples and oranges for sure, because I would eat the orange and then my hands smell like orange, and they were sticky the whole rest of the time.
I remember getting chocolate orange or
Oh.
chocolate orange.
Yeah, that was kind of your deal. There's it's a orange flavored chocolate,
And it comes solid, and
and
then
you smash it. Yeah, and that was how it
I
was.
still get them. To
Yeah.
this day.
Yeah, those are kind of cool, fun Christmas traditions. So yeah, so it'll be fun. Things change, so we have a Christmas Day service, which actually works well for us because our big extended family Christmas is on Christmas Eve,
Hmm.
and you know, Hope's older, and mom, your mom, Cynthia would make everybody wait anyhow. We'd have to have breakfast and get dressed to do all the, you can't see, but Hope.
I remember
there.
there were times we didn't even get to open presents till almost 10:30.
Yeah.
And then
Or
we'd have to
11.
wait for you, and you take the longest to get ready.
That's true.
Because I like drinking my coffee in the morning. So, so now, we do the stocking stuffers and then get ready, and then we have a service. Our Christmas Day service is at 10, and that's kind of cool because then we can go home and I don't even remember. I think we have to eat lunch.
Yes,
before,
we have to eat lunch.
eat lunch before we can open the presents.
Um,
Kind of stretch the day out a little bit. So I don't know what we're doing this year for Christmas. We haven't really talked. Who knows? Christmas this year is flying by. We have to get. I don't want to say it that way. Before Christmas, we have Hope's graduation.
How
I
were
don't
you
want to
gonna
say get
it?
through it. Get through it. I don't mean it that way. But before I can really focus on what we're doing for Christmas, Hope's graduation and people coming in, grandma, grandpa, and aunt and
Mhm.
uncle, and friends, and so that'll be fun. We'll figure out what we do. We had steak for Thanksgiving. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
What if we had lobster for Christmas?
Good. There's actually a bag that you order from a company, and it comes like in dried ice,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like crab and like lobster and like everything, and you just put it in a big pot with all the, like, you keep it in the bag
Oh, okay.
and you stick it
And
in a
steam
pot.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. On Y2K, if you remember that, Y2K, we spent with Julian Reg,
Hmm.
and he's from Reg is from Nova Scotia. Hope was too young to remember this, but we had mussels and crab and lobster. I mean, of course, he was a nurse and she was a lawyer, so they had money. Had it flown in, and the lobster was live,
Hmm.
and so that night we had, because who knew what was going to happen in Y2K? You remember that? And so we had all that going into the new year. That was fun.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Well, maybe we can do lobster this year.
There you go.
Whatever. Or maybe we can just have a bologna sandwich. Well, we went a little bit long. I noticed we're 30 minutes. Sorry, you get to hear us reminisce and ramble. But let me pray for you guys when we come back on Wednesday with Jim. So we're going to be talking about, so we're preparing for Christmas and talked about how Jesus is the hope of the world, that he's the light that shines in the darkness. And so we're gonna dig into that some. And then, gosh, Friday seems so far away. I won't be here Friday. Paul's gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, I won't be here
Well,
Friday
we'll
either.
figure something out for that. We'll be gone for Hope's graduation on Friday.
Hmm.
I know, huh? Gosh.
Crazy.
Anyhow, well, let me pray for you guys and send you off into your week. God, we thank you for this time of year that we can celebrate Christmas, the birth of Jesus. And God, thank you for family, for friends that we can share this with. And Lord, I thank you for our church family that God, we can gather and celebrate the greatest gift that was ever given. Lord, help us not to rush past it. Help us to take the time and to contemplate. And then, Lord, as we head into this Christmas season, to remember that Jesus is the light that came into a dark world. And God, there are still times in our world where we can perceive the darkness, and God, that Jesus is still the light that comes into the world. Thank you, God, and pray that you just continue to work in us and through us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Mhm.
Thanks for hopping in, and we will see you. Got to get off of that, don't you now?
Yeah, Skype.
We will see you next time. So if you click that and then push that red button in the middle, right here.